This is your host, Aiden Rude. Tonight I'd like to do a short editorial about the election we just had. As you most likely know, Donald Trump was shockingly victorious in this election. But that's not what we're going to actually talk about tonight. What we're going to talk about is the system that is used to elect our president and that has elected Donald Trump. It's called the Electoral College. Now, you might think that you elect the president, but actually you technically don't. The electorates of the Electoral College do. Now, you decide by casting your vote how your state's electorates will go, but the Electoral College is actually the system that does decide our next president. So what I'd like to talk about tonight is whether this system is fair. And I'd like to put aside what you think about the candidates and who you wanted to be president. I'd like to talk purely about the system. So one problem that I see with the Electoral College system is that it really is putting a value on your votes, because the way it's set up, where each state goes one way or the other with the majority, in certain states, if those states are very liberal or very conservative, your vote may not really matter as much. Like, I was talking to a friend the other day, and we were talking about people we knew and who they had supported and voted for, and they said something that really struck me. It was that, well, it doesn't really matter because we live in Massachusetts and that's going to go liberal anyway. And so it kind of almost puts a value on your votes, which I don't really think is fair, because, say, people in Florida, their vote this year would matter more than yours. So I'd like to ask you whether you think that is fair. Also, I'd like to talk about how Hillary Clinton won the popular vote this year by over 200,000 votes. That's a lot more people that wanted Hillary to be president, but she's not going to be. Is that really fair? Because the majority of America has spoken out and said they do want Hillary Clinton to be president. So we should also take that into consideration. So I'm asking you to think about this. In my opinion, the Electoral College is a bad system. It's up to you, and we're asking you if you would like to email your opinions to us, and we may feature them on our next show. Email us at americatonightonwincam@gmail.com. We hope to hear from you. Thank you so much and enjoy the show. Hi, this is Aidan Rude here with America Tonight at Town Hall. We're just here with Mary Ellen Lannon, the town clerk for Winchester, Massachusetts. We'll be discussing the early voting that was implemented in Winchester and Massachusetts this year. First, Ms. Lannon, could you just tell us a bit about early voting and what it is?
Sure. Early voting is a new law for the Commonwealth of Massachusetts. It has been implemented just this October 24th for the first time in the Commonwealth. And it's an opportunity for the voters to be able to come out and participate for an 11-day period. We have polls open, essentially, just like you would on Election Day. Some people refer to it as no excuse voting, because the Commonwealth currently has something called absentee ballot voting, and you need a reason in order to qualify for an absentee ballot. But with early voting, you don't need a reason at all.
Okay. This is the first year of early voting in Massachusetts, correct?
Yes, it is.
Okay. How was the law implemented and why?
Well, it took a couple of years to get it passed. Back in May of 2014, Governor Deval Patrick at the time had signed into law the new legislation that handled early voting, but it additionally did some other changes to election law to sort of enhance the way in which we register voters and bring us more into the 21st century with some of the technology. So folks in that same legislation can also register to vote online rather than have to hand deliver a handwritten postcard to the clerk or to mail it through the United States Postal Service. So the law took a couple of years to implement, and the Secretary of the Commonwealth's office is essentially my boss, and they provided the regulations and the rules in which we use to govern the early voting process.
Okay, how many people are expected to vote early in Winchester?
A lot more than we expected. It's been a huge success. The Secretary's office was estimating somewhere between 10 to 20% when we first started talking about how to get the process done. But we've just had a really good response. The state has advertised quite extensively on the television, and then each individual town has also done their own marketing. I've used things like our town's website to post up press releases, but we've also done things like Twitter and Facebook and the Winchester Residents page to really spread the word.
Okay, so is there a new percentage that's now expected?
Well, I would say based on the numbers that have come through so far in the 7 days that we've done, we're trending about 35% voter turnout.
Okay, wow, that's a lot.
It is a lot.
So, is early voting something that will be continued in future years?
Yes, it will. It is a state law, so the early voting is going to occur whenever we hold a state election. So that'll be every 2 years. So for now, we're in the presidential cycle. 2 years from now, we would be in the governor's cycle.
Okay. So this is really something that's been working and will continue to work for several years.
Yes, there's a lot of behind-the-scenes administration that my office is handling. The voter doesn't really see it. There's a lot of work after hours where we're filing and we're checking names off the voter list. We have to do a lot of checking and rechecking to make sure that there's no possibility that anybody could ever vote twice.
Right.
There's certainly a lot of talk about that on the news and a lot of discussion about the voter integrity, but I definitely want to assure the voters of Winchester that we are doing absolutely an amazing job on it. Stacy Gianquino is my assistant, along with the assistant town clerk, Kathy Kramer, and all of the board of registrars and all the poll workers, and we put together a great team of people to make sure that Winchester's vote is just perfect.
All right, great. So what has been your personal role in implementing this in Winchester?
Sure. Well, as your town clerk, we do a lot of things here in the office, but the biggest piece of our job is we are the elections administrators for the town. So I handle the whole pre-election preparation, we handle the setting up of the polling location for election day, and we just handle anything to do with voter registration, making sure that the day is executed, safely and accurately. So it's a big role.
Right. All right, great. That was Mary Ellen Lannon, the Winchester Town Clerk, talking about early voting. Thanks.
Thank you, Aiden.
Hello, this is Aiden Rude reporting from outside Lynch Elementary School, one of the polling places here in Winchester on Election Day. I'm here with
Susan O'Neill.
a Caroline Caruso supporter. Why do you support Caroline?
Well, because initially, last election, I did support Representative Day.
Okay.
And unfortunately, the record stands for itself, and I felt we needed a change on Beacon Hill, and we needed representation on Beacon Hill that represents the people.
Okay, why do you think Caroline Caruso is a better candidate than Mike Day?
Because she listens to the people, she's made time for the people, both as the Board of Selectmen and as a citizen in the town. She has no vested interest other than trying to make the communities that she would be serving as good as they possibly could be. And she is willing to work with people and is not supported by interest groups.
Okay, what is your opinion on ballot question number 1?
My opinion on ballot question number 1 is I gotta get them all straight now. That's the casinos. I feel that we have plenty of casinos. We're going to have one in Everett. We have a slot machine in Plainville that isn't even getting used.
Okay.
And there's going to be a casino in Springfield. As it stands right now, many people, if they want to go in gamble. They like to take a trip for a weekend or a few days and go down to Connecticut. We have the venues available here in the Commonwealth of Massachusetts. We don't need any more. If in time, maybe it could be reevaluated. But right now, when I'm finding out that Plainville is not even being utilized to its full capacity, no, we don't need it. We don't need to spend that money.
Okay, what do you think about education and ballot question 2 about charter schools?
What do I think about charter schools? I am opposed to charter schools.
Okay, so
And the reason that I'm opposed to the charter schools is that I believe that it is important that we provide an equal playing field and opportunity for all children. And if funds are being, in my opinion, funds are being going to be diverted to the charter schools. I know many kids who attend charter schools, and I know teachers who teach in charter schools, but my feeling is that it is imperative to make certain that all public schools are funded. There should not be a need for charter schools if we're providing the appropriate education to all the students in this Commonwealth.
All right, great. Thank you. That was Aiden Rude from outside Lynch School here on Election Day. Thank you. Hello, this is Aiden Rude reporting from outside Lynch Elementary School, one of the polling places this year here on Election Day. I'm here with
Andrew Kelly.
a Caroline Colarusso supporter. Why are you supporting Caroline Colarusso today?
Well, a few reasons. One is that I believe she's the right person for the job at this time. She's a person who is going to dedicate her full time to the position, unlike Michael Day, who's going to be a part-time representative, which at this time we need a full-time representative. She is currently a member over there on the Stone Board of Selectmen, I believe, and she's doing a great job. She's got contacts in a few different areas, and she's one to stand up for herself and for us, the people.
Okay, why do you think Caroline is a better candidate than her opponent, Rep. Michael Day?
Well, Michael Day, again, as I just stated, is a part-time representative. We need a full-time representative here. I had thought of myself if he was representing me as a lawyer, and there was an issue, where's he going to go? Is he going to go help me out in court, or is he going to go help the people here down at State Hall? So there shouldn't be a conflict.
Why do you say he's a part-time?
Because he has a full-time job at this time, and right now Caroline Colarusso is dedicating 100% of her time to being a state representative.
Wouldn't she also be a selectman in Stoneham?
Yes, she would be, but at the same time, that would actually work to her benefit. So that way, she's more involved in the town that she's supported.
Okay, I see. What is your opinion on ballot question number 1 about casinos?
Casinos. I'm not a gambler, so for me, it's either way. The way I looked at it was, if somebody, a private company, wants to come in and spend their millions and millions of dollars to set up a casino or slot parlor in this instance, and put make construction jobs and then have jobs for people in that area, sure, go for it. At the same time, where the state's going to get tax money from it, so go for it.
Okay, what do you think about education and ballot question number 2 concerning charter schools?
2 is a tough one. I was conflicted there as far as what to go for. I ended up voting for the charter schools.
Okay.
They, from what I've read and understand, is that the schools, the charter schools that we currently have, are doing very well. The students are doing very well. And from what I understand, is the money goes with the student. So if the student comes out of a public school, the money goes with that student to the charter school. So therefore, there isn't exactly a ton of money coming out of the budget for public schools. And like I said, they're succeeding. So let's give these children an opportunity to succeed in their neighborhoods there if the public schools are working for them.
All right, thank you. That was Aiden Rude with America Tonight here outside Lynch School. Thank you. Hello. I'm Aiden Rude with America Tonight.
I'm Heidi Rutstein-Delia.
Hi, Heidi. Why are you here today?
I'm here to support Michael Day for a state representative, and I'm also in favor of no on question 2.
Why do you hold those positions?
Because I've done a lot of advocacy on education in Winchester over the last 10 or 12 years, and Michael Day has been an integral part of fighting for Chapter 70 and the funding that we need in terms of education and I believe it's in his integrity and his ideas to be able to help our town.
Why do you think that's
You never know, though.
bad
Have
for
to wait and see.
Well,
Most people aren't
charter schools were originally formed as a study and to learn from them and then implement what was working into the public school system. And unfortunately that didn't happen. And the focus became on just opening charter schools. The problem with that
and then
funding
my
does go away from the towns so they can send their kids to charter schools and follows that child.
and she's had so many
And my belief is that instead of investing more money in charter schools, we should be investing that money in children and public education so that all kids have access to level education.
All right, great, thank you. This is
You're
Aiden
welcome.
That's what they do. The kids
from
still
McCall Middle School. Thank you.
Hello, this is Aiden Rude with America Tonight on WinCam, here at McCall Middle School on November 8th, Election Day. I'm here with
Cindy Hemingway.
a Caroline Colarusso supporter. Why are you here supporting Caroline?
Hi. So I'm here supporting Caroline on Election Day because it's my First Amendment right to do so, to hold this sign. And also because I feel that she's a very strong candidate for state rep. She is for fiscal responsibility. She's got the governor's backing, Governor Baker and Lieutenant Governor Polino, both supporting her and backing her. And I'm hopeful that she will win this time.
Why do you think she would be a better choice than her opponent, Michael Day?
Well, Caroline is fighting a state law that's called 40B. And 40B is a law that says that developers can come into a community and just build these huge apartment complexes, 400 apartment complexes that would really destroy the fabric of a community, and the community has no say. Communities have bylaws and rules and regulations by which developers can come in and build. But the developers that are building a 40B complex, they don't have to follow those rules and regulations. They can just build, really big complexes anywhere they want. It doesn't matter that it's going to, create more traffic and, overextend our schools and our first responders, police and fire. It's going to totally overwhelm our town, and our taxes are already, way up there. I certainly don't want to pay more taxes to pay for more police, fire, and more schools that are already at capacity as it is.
Great. What do you think about education?
Caroline is very big on education. She wants the best schools possible for all communities.
All right, thank you. This is Aiden Rude with America Tonight on WinCam at McCall Middle School. Thank you. Hello, this is Aiden Rude from America Tonight at McCall Middle School. Today is Election Day, November 8th. I'm here with some Michael Day supporters. Why do you think Michael Day is the best candidate for state representative?
Well, Michael Day has already served as our state representative, and he is a guy that always shows up. He's at all the important meetings, and he's always putting Winchester's needs first. And I believe that the decisions he makes are based on good information, good research, and getting to know our community and what our community needs are.
Okay.
What is your opinion on question 2, and why do you think Michael Day's opinion is better than Carolyn's?
So my name is actually Cindy Boney, and I serve on the school committee. And the school committee took a vote to support vote no on question 2. While we believe that charter schools are places that provide innovation and are an alternative to our public schools, we believe that we need to focus our resources on public schools and making sure that they're doing the jobs that they're supposed to be doing before we create alternatives that drain resources away for other programming.
What is your opinion on ballot question 4?
Well, I think ballot question 4 is a very difficult decision for most people to make. I think that the problem is the scientific evidence of whether in fact marijuana is dangerous or not is to a great extent lacking. There needs to be more research done. On the other hand, I think that the medical marijuana use has proven to be quite helpful for people. So I think inevitably there will be recreational marijuana will be legalized, I believe. And I think when that happens, the state can enact reasonable precautions to make sure that it's not abused. I also think it will free the scientific community to do more research to find out if there are in fact difficulties with the use of it.
Would you say yes or no on question 4?
At this point, I actually voted in favor of question 4.
Okay. And lastly, why do you think Michael Day is a better candidate than his opponent, Caroline Colarusso?
Well, I have followed Michael Day for the last 2 years since he was elected. I have also followed the information that Caroline Colarusso has presented during the course of this campaign. And to be honest with you, I don't think there's any comparison between Michael Day's reasoned, intelligent, studied positions and many of the issues put forth by Caroline Colarusso, which I heartily disagree with.
All right, thank you. Aiden Rude for America Tonight at McCall Middle School. Thank you. Hello, this is Aiden Rude from America Tonight on Windcam, reporting from outside McCall Middle School here on Election Day, November 8th. We're here with a Michael Day supporter. Why do you support Michael Day?
I support Michael Day because he's been an effective leader for this district. He's brought back millions of dollars in line items to help our communities, and he's proven his effective leadership on Beacon Hill. He's a really good guy, and he's done a great job for us.
Why do you think Michael Day is better than his opponent?
Well, to me, it seems as if his opponent is interested in obstructing and getting in the way of things and protest votes. And I've seen that Michael's more interested in solutions, from securing funds for his substance abuse coordinator to rerouting Eversource's projects in downtown Stoneham, to never voting to raise your taxes. Michael Day has demonstrated both his leadership and his willingness to work with everybody to solve issues in our community.
What is your opinion on ballot question 4?
Well, on ballot question 4, I think that it's worded very loosely, so there are not the sufficient number of regulations that we might need to make sure that legalized marijuana is rolled out correctly and properly in a way that will actually help people and create jobs. So I'm opposing ballot question 4, but I think the issue is it's good that we're talking about it.
Okay.
What do you think about question 2?
I oppose question 2. I think that while there's always a place for charter schools, and charter schools are important to our educational system, the way that we funded them has really hurt our local district schools. And that's why I stand with Michael Day, who also opposes question 2, unlike his opponent, who'd like to see millions of dollars more leave our district.
And lastly,
yes,
the state taxes have not been raised here at the state level during Michael Day's term at all. What do you think about taxes? Because the budget is being raised while the taxes have not been.
That's right. Well, we've found some really creative ways to find pockets of money that weren't being effectively used. We've cut some corporate tax loopholes and found some more funds there. Ultimately, it does seem like the Commonwealth will need new revenue in the future, but I'm supporting Michael Day because he's found ways to improve services to this community without demanding that the taxpayers pay more when they're already strapped so much.
All right, thank you. This is Aiden Rude reporting live from McCall Middle School. Thank you. Hello, this is Aiden Rude reporting from McCall Middle School here on Election Day, November 8th. I'm here with candidate for State Senate and incumbent State Senator Jason Lewis. Jason, how do you think your chances are of winning again today?
Hi Aiden, good to see you again. I'm optimistic that today goes well. I really enjoy representing the 5th Middlesex District. It's a great honor, and I hope to continue to serve this district for at least another 2 years.
All right, great. Would you like to tell us about what you thought on the ballot questions this year?
Well, there were, as you know, 4 important ballot questions that all Massachusetts voters are deciding on today. I voted no on question 1 to another slots parlor. I voted no on question 2 about charter schools. I voted yes for question 3, which is farm animals. And I voted no on question 4 for legalizing recreational marijuana.
All right, great, thank you. What do you think about the other races on the ballot this year?
Well, I'm certainly hoping that Hillary Clinton will be our next president and our first woman president in the history of our country. That would be very exciting, and she's very qualified. And I also am a strong supporter of Representative Mike Day. He's doing a great job for Winchester, so I'm hoping to realize.
All right, thank you. That's Aiden Rude and State Senator Jason Lewis from outside McCall Middle School on November 8th Election Day. Thank you.
It's Aiden Rude here outside McCall Middle School here on Election Day with candidate for State Representative Michael Day. Why are you running for State Representative, Mr. Day?
I'm running for State Rep because I think we can help out the towns of Stoneham and Winchester and bring a strong voice up to the State House for our district.
How do you think your chances are of winning today and staying State Representative for this district?
Well, hopefully very good. We have big turnout going out today, which is always a great thing. We're hoping to crack 90% of the vote here in Winchester. And so hopefully most of those people will be voting for me.
Okay, what do you think about the ballot questions this year? What are your opinions on those?
Good question. So we've got 4 ballot questions. One is casinos, expanding casinos into Revere. I'm against that.
Okay.
Number 2 is for lifting the cap on charter schools. I'm opposed to that because of the way that question is structured.
Okay.
And I sit on the Education Committee in the State House, and we had a lot of hearings on that bill. And so the way that question is, as I said, the way it's structured, I'm opposed to that ballot question.
Okay.
Number 3 is for mandating expansion of turnaround space for the chickens and pigs and the farm animals, and I'm in favor of that. As someone who owns chickens, we've got 8 chickens running around the backyard, and so we were in favor of number 3. And number 4 is the marijuana initiative, and I'm opposed to that.
Okay.
Again, because of the way that's structured. It's a really bad question, and no matter what you think of recreational marijuana, the way this ballot question is posed to us is really harmful to us as a society and harmful to us health-wise.
All right, great. Thank you. That's Aiden Rude from outside McCall Middle School here with candidate for State Rep Michael Day.